Are you guys ready to make an awesome new recipe that we've never had before?
Yeah. Yes.
You sure? Let's do it.
You're watching Afro Daddy. Hey, that's my dad.
1, 2, 3. Hey there! Welcome to Afro Daddy! Woo! Good job. So it is Father's Day this weekend, and my good friends from Leopard's Leap have spoiled me so much. They have sent me biltong and treats, and obviously delicious, delicious wines.
Because it's only for adults. It's old grape juice.
It's old grape juice. But another thing they sent me was a recipe for something called gnocchi.
Gnocchi.
We have these potatoes that we've boiled already, and we're just going to take the skin off. So I'm going to do that quickly. Liam, what I want you to do is, for a couple of seconds, just mash the potatoes in the bowl. Just mash them up.
Like mashed potatoes.
Like mashed potatoes, like making mashed potatoes. Like squish, 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 squish. Yeah,
Now they're looking like worms.
like potato worms. No lumps. No lumps. No lumps. Okay, so once you've made a little bit of a well in the middle of your mashed potato, you're gonna take
Like a hole.
an egg,
Crack it.
pop it in,
Wood.
put the shells in your compost heap. I'm gonna get out your way. Your job is to mix all the potato and the egg together with your hands. So lean in, yeah. Get in there nicely, mix it up nicely, get all gooey. You take about a cup of flour and pour it onto the table, and you leave like half a cup of flour ready just in case you need it, right? So we're gonna take that, we're gonna spread it out nicely. And as you work it in, you have to go quickly because you're gonna start to see it becomes a little bit less sticky and a little bit more solid.
And a little bit more doughy.
And what you need to do is roll a snake. Like you do with Play-Doh, roll a snake.
Roll a snake.
And it has to be about as thick as my thumb. The flour stops it from sticking. But we don't want to put too much flour because it won't stick together. If it's too much flour, then it'll just break apart, right? We need to cut little pieces off like that.
Yeah.
So the next step, which my boys can't really take part in, so I'm going to ask you guys to get out the way soon, is to put your gnocchi pieces into boiling water. Like, do a couple of batches. Don't do too much because you don't want them to clump together. You'll know when they're done when they float to the surface. A couple of lessons that I've learned so far already in this process. Number one, you should not skimp on the mashing part. When you're mashing the potatoes, you need to make sure that it is as smooth as possible. Number two, the kids love the messy part. That's great. But you need to make sure you have enough flour because the boys started playing with the flour on the side. So then I didn't have enough flour to really roll out the dough properly. So I've got like lumpy, floury bits of potato all over the place. Additionally, you need to be pretty quick when you're boiling the gnocchi because you don't want to overboil it. Otherwise, you're left with like gooey, floury, soggy mashed potato, which is what I've been left with a couple of them because I've been trying to do too many other things. Okay, boys, this is the final recipe. We're gonna give it a taste. The sauce I made was really simple. It was sauteed onions and garlic in a pan with tomato paste and tomato sauce. You let that fry for a couple of 2 minutes. Then you pour in a little bit of, I chose the Leopard Leap Chenin Blanc. You pour in like half a cup of the white wine. You let that kind of simmer off. Then you add a bit of salt. You add a bit of sugar and you throw in some fresh basil just all over and you just let that cook in. You take that sauce and you pour it over your freshly boiled gnocchi, and now it's time
To taste.
Here we go. Oh, that's pretty good. Not bad at all. It's a little bit mashed potato-y, but not bad. Look, the reality is not every recipe needs to be done with your kids, and maybe this is one of them. The other problem is that we now have an incredibly messy kitchen. So we have to clean up before mom gets home, boys. Let's eat quickly and then clean up. And just lastly, a big thank you to Leopard's Leap for sponsoring this video and for giving me all of these wines and for giving us the ingredients and the recipe for this delicious gnocchi, which would be delicious if I made it properly. Cheers, guys. Have a great Father's Day. Say bye to everyone. Bye.
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 You're watching Afro Daddy. Hey, that's my dad.